Boco had been waiting at the sheds with the other engines to say goodbye to Flying Scotsman who had been visiting. Douglas had just arrived as the Fat Controller began to give his speech.
Please tell everyone, he went on, that whatever happens elsewhere, steam will still be at work here. We shall be glad to welcome all who want to see it and travel behind real engines.
This announcement was greeted with cheers, all except for Boco, who couldn't understand what the Fat Controller meant by real engines.
I'm a real engine, aren't I? He said to himself.
Once the celebrations had ended, he scuttled out of the sheds to collect his trucks from Wellsworth, pondering all the while. Boco was arranging his trucks at the yards at Wellsworth when Edward arrived with a passenger train. The old engine noticed a sad expression on the Metrovic's face. "Is something troubling you?" he asked kindly.
Edward, I am a real engine, aren't I? Came the reply.
Edward couldn't help but chuckle. You look real to me, Boco. Where'd you get a silly idea like that? Boco explained what the Fat Controller had said. Edward listened and thought for a moment. I believe he was referring to how we operate like a real railway, not like the Bluebell Railway, who operate as a heritage line. I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. Edward gave a warm smile, leaving Boco with a sense of relief. That evening, when Boco backed into his berth at the sheds, the other engines were talking and gossiping amongst themselves.
Evening all. What's all the commotion? He asked.
A silence fell, an uncomfortable one. Everyone looked at Boco as if he had 10 windows.
Well, 7101 will be coming to stay with us, and there's...
stuttered Gordon.
I saved yon steam engine from scrap over on the other railway, said Douglas blankly.
Boco was amazed. He knew how scarce steam engines were on the other railway.
What's his name?
He asked excitedly. The others seemed to be reluctant to tell him about the rescue.
Oliver,
answered James slowly. Boco's excitement disappeared after the response. Instead of asking any more questions, Boco thought it best to go to sleep, thinking about real engines all over again. The following day, Boco was taking supplies to the works, still trying to shake off yesterday's events. He was just uncoupled from his trucks when he heard a voice from inside the workshop. Who are you? Boco jumped, and he saw a rusty and dirty engine with scrap chalked all over him. Then the penny dropped.
Oh, you must be Oliver. Salutations, my name's Boco. I heard all about your rescue.
Oliver looked pensive.
I thought Sodor was a safe haven for steam engines with no diesels.
Boco gave a reassuring smile.
Oh, it is. I'm just here to help lighten the load. Besides, there aren't that many diesels on the railway. If anything, us diesels are in the minority.
This made Oliver feel a little more comfortable. Soon, Oliver and Boco began talking like old friends, exchanging stories and misadventures. Boco could not believe the things Oliver told him, and Oliver could not believe the things that Boco told him. It all came to an end too soon. Boco's driver reminded him of a China clay train that needed collecting, and Oliver needed to perform more test runs, so the two engines bid each other farewell. A few days later, Boco was resting in the yards when Gordon pulled up alongside, looking pompous as usual.
Listen here, young Boco. Our new engine Oliver is going to be put on trial here in the yards, shunting trucks and coaches for us real engines. We don't want you to startle him, so we think it'd be best you keep your distance.
Boco laughed, throwing Gordon off balance.
I've already spoken to him before. We got along like house on fire. Now there's no need to... What did you do? Interrupted Gordon angrily. Now he knows diesels work here and he won't feel safe. He might try and run away again. Oh, I must inform the others at once.
And with that, Gordon huffed quickly away, leaving Boco feeling upset. Soon, Oliver came to work in the yards. He enjoyed the quiet work at first, but he began to notice that Boco wouldn't come near him. He'd whistle hello or offer to arrange his train, but the diesel always scuttled away as soon as he could. Douglas later arrived with the mixed goods, and Oliver began shunting more trucks for the train.
Douglas, began Oliver, do you know why Boco's acting strange? Ach, no need to worry about yon Boco. We didn't want him giving you a fright. You're better off with us real engines.
Oliver was surprised.
Real engines? What do you mean by that? Steam engines like you and me, laddie?
This made Oliver grow stern.
That's the kind of attitude diesels had back in my old line. They'd brag about how they were the future and try to isolate myself in the other steam engines. That was one of the reasons why I ran away. Oh, I must speak to Boco.
And he puffed quickly away. Douglas was shocked and felt rather guilty. That evening, as Boco rolled towards the sheds, he spotted Oliver waiting outside and felt anxious.
Perhaps I should sleep elsewhere, he thought.
Then a loud chorus of whistles and cheers echoed from the sheds. Boco jumped as Oliver turned towards the diesel, smiling. 3 cheers for Boco, he called, and the others whistled more.
I don't know what to say.
We do, started Henry. We're sorry for how poorly we treated you, Boco. You've always been there for us.
You've saved me from Bill and Ben, said Gordon.
You took the express out of my bee incident, blushed James. And you showed me not all diesels are horrid, finished Oliver.
Aye, you're a true Sudrian. We didn't deserve your friendship, said Douglas.
Boco then backed into his berth next to Oliver and his friends. He was sure of one thing. Whether there was steam or diesel, the Northwestern Railway was always home to really useful engines.